It could be worse. It could be better, but it could be worse. It fits you. It's filthy.
Yeah, that's true.
But here's the actual cab to the truck.
Don't look at my wheelbarrows. I was late at night.
It's fine. It's, you know, that's factory, as they call it.
That was just a roughing to go around the engine, and while you were going to be building this.
That's honestly great. I love it. Wheelbarrow parts. I've seen people do it, and it honestly works great.
It does work cool.
So this is the beautiful third member that is totally in fantastic condition, ready to go. And Rich is taking it apart to pressure wash it. What could go wrong? Here is the chassis for the 55 Chevy they're building. They got a Stroker LS with Holley EFI on it. QA1 suspension, Camaro front subframe that they grafted on, T56, and the 9-inch. And that's what I'm here to help with, is building the center section for their 9-inch. So I'm gonna get to work on that because I'm very late. And the deal is I can't leave till it's done. Apparently they're holding me hostage, but that's okay. They're good people. So first things first, this third member housing is so gross that it needs pressure washed. I've never actually pressure washed the inside of a third member before I built it. Have what?
Where do we know?
Oh, you're gonna kill all the grass, yeah. It's only a little oil.
It's all cleaned already. It's just, we've been soaking it for like 3 days already. It was worse.
Lovely. All right, well, time to pressure wash. All right, forgive the noise of the pressure washer, but this is the third member housing that Rich just cleaned. As you can see, we were wondering what this line was right here. Aaron actually called it out. He's like, there was a fluid in there. Well, you can see where there was gear oil, and then water, and then air. So it's this weird, like, section that's like gross and won't clean. But I'm gonna put some Simple Green on it out of a Mountain Dew bottle. We could stand to have a Mountain Dew sponsorship at the channel for sure. So I'm gonna put a little Simple Green on this thing, get a brush, and get to work. So try to clean it up a little bit more and make it where we can actually use it. So we've got those all cleaned up with Simple Green, and Rich is gonna go now pressure wash them, but they're like impregnated with oil.
Yeah.
They don't clean.
Greasy. It's greasy.
Even though we've cleaned it.
You could run this without oil and it would be okay.
Literally, it would lubricate from the inside of the metal somehow.
Yeah.
So 411 gears. He somehow knew that. I didn't know he knew that. I was counting teeth for no reason.
With the 6-speed Tremec, the double overdrive, it should, supposedly with our tires, 28-inch tires, we were doing 70 at 1800 RPM.
Beautiful. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Absolutely perfect.
That's what, yeah.
Yeah, 6-speed manual is the way to go for highway flying with a decent gear in the back. Yeah. So this is the Eaton TrueTrac that we're putting in this thing. These work super well on the street, and they actually deliver power how you want them to. So if you're looking for a differential, go for Eaton. I mean, these things are awesome. I'm going to be putting one in the Hornet when I build it. So if you're looking for a good differential for track and street use, this is the guy. So we're gonna get these cleaned up as well. I'm gonna take those out there to him, let him pressure wash those. And then we gotta get this thing pulled apart. So we're gonna have to run and get a puller, and we'll just clean this thing in a bucket of hot water because Rich doesn't wanna get filthy again after he finishes that, which I understand, it's gross. So we got our bolts soaking in a Mountain Dew bottle, because if you don't have a parts washer, just use an old bottle with some Simple Green or even just some gasoline or diesel in it, and it'll clean your bolts right up. You know, for the most part. You'll still have to clean them with a rag or something, but it helps. By the way, nicest parts washing table I've ever used, Dirt Cinema. Yeah, very expensive parts washing table. Plasma cutter on a plasma table. Sorry guys, haven't met you, but I'm in your garage working on this beautiful thing. This truck is honestly super cool. I can't wait to watch them drive it home. I love this like back window cover and stuff. Like it's just really cool. Oh, and Aaron's bringing me parts to check out. So we got the whole kit to put the thing back together with new bearings, new shims. It's got an O-ring, new nut, new crush sleeve, obviously the actual pinion seal. So this is everything we need to build it, which is nice. But we just need a puller to pull it apart. I guess make a parts run once he's all done out there. So I've never met the Dirt Cinema guys, but I know they build really cool stuff. So here's a pre-runner that's in their garage. LS, I don't know the details on it. There's a Holley high ram though. The welds and the fabrication work on the chassis of this truck is just insane. Really, really beefy third member here. I wish we could use that on the truck right there, but you know, it's okay. This is super nice. I've never really got into the off-road scene, but if you want to check out some really cool content regarding the off-road scene and some of the trucks that these guys are building, check out Dirt Cinema. I'll drop their link in the description below. If you want to check out Deboss Garage, I'll put their link in the description as well. They're a super cool channel. They do some pretty involved builds. They explain how and why you do things. And they do a whole bunch of like diesel work as well as some agricultural work along with hot rods. So you get a little bit of everything. And Rich is just super entertaining to watch. And they're always putting out great content. So go check them out. I really appreciate them letting me come out here and help with the truck because it's a cool project to be a part of and exactly the kind of story I love. So yeah, pretty cool. We're about to run to the parts store to get some stuff to put the 9-inch together. And we're going to take the old wagon. Can't really see it right now because it's dark out, but it's going to be really entertaining. I was really hoping they needed to go for a parts run, and their reaction is going to be pretty amazing. So we're going to cut to some in-car footage right now and just see how they react to that turbo spooling up on that LS in such an unassuming, little innocent-looking wagon. Here we go.
Well, this is something you expect to be like factory. What's in it?
I'm not going to tell you yet. You're about to find out.
Do not kill it.
I won't kill us. I'll just scare you just a little bit.
No, not even a little bit. I've been in fast cars before.
I don't think you've been in a car. They're not this fast. I'm telling you, it's not.
This is a picture of my kids, okay? Okay, see them?
Hey, Rich's kids, he'll be fine. He's coming home. Don't worry. Your dad's coming home. I want to go home too. I have a lot to live for.
How can you see?
Oh, the lights are on your side. Don't worry, I can see fine. We want to see your reaction.
Oh, it's for me.
So what do you think of how calm and tame this wagon is?
It's nice.
Sleeper status?
Yeah. I think my family would enjoy driving it.
Yeah, it's a good family wagon.
My family that I love.
This thing did Power Tour in 2016. It belongs to my buddy Garrett.
Nice.
Him and his wife take it on like Power Tour and road trips.
Right on.
Like how friendly does that sound? Not scary at all.
Yeah.
It's just the family. It's the family wagon.
Inline 6, 216.
100%. I mean, you can hear it's got a bit of a miss for an inline 6. Runs a little rough.
Yeah.
But yeah, just simple. You know, not original paint, but the same original color. It's been painted once. So yeah, grandma.
This road looks really wet.
This part is. I drove in on it. Somebody's yard is leaking.
Probably really slippery.
Don't worry. I'm not doing. We're in the hills right now. We're not. We're fine. The car makes 130 horsepower on a car day.
Yeah.
We just need a straight road. That's all.
Okay.
You know,
yeah.
To get all 30.
Not windy, hilly
to get all
roads.
30 horsepower out of the car.
How's the brakes?
They're really good. Actually, they're remarkably good. Like, I barely touch it, and it almost throws you through the windshield.
Okay.
So it's got disc brakes all around. You're fine. You're fine. It's good.
Check the wheels.
So this thing is known fondly as the Planet Express. So you see, you have the professor from Futurama,
yeah.
and it's this teal colored.
Nice.
Not a rocket ship at all.
Yeah. Ah, there it is.
I think there's a bad pulley or something. There's a really bad vacuum.
You got a vacuum leak.
All right, you ready for just a little?
Yeah, you got 1 mile. That's pretty good. Next one,
this
sorry.
one.
Yeah,
Oh,
next
okay.
one, sorry. Next one.
It's the best car ever.
It is fun.
It looks like just a worn out old Nova.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is the most, you can tell the difference with 4 dudes in it, but when there's one person in it,
Yeah.
it is a rocket ship.
Who built it?
So a guy named Bob, his actual name is Robert
Bob.
McGee. He goes by Bob the Builder.
Oh, nice.
And he takes really crazy parts, puts them together, and they work. So
Nice.
when I pop the hood, you're gonna be like, this does this?
Right on.
It looks like something you would build if you built a turbo wagon.
Nice.
Yeah. So what's your impression of the little Planet Express?
I love it.
It didn't kill you?
No, it didn't kill me. It actually went really nice and straight.
Oh.
You step on it, it goes straight. Right here.
So yeah, we didn't die. That's a good question. Oh, that one, the handle fell off, so you got to do it from the outside. So yeah, we're at O'Reilly, which is my favorite parts store. Perfect.
Nice.
So yeah, just a
Right on.
aluminum 5.3. I believe 76mm turbo. They don't actually know because most of this car is built off eBay.
Oh yeah.
Look at like the custom Mustang 2 coilover adapters that Bob made. Like I figured you would like what's going on here. It's really cool stuff. And then it's got like eBay leaf springs or something out back. A lot of eBay.
Yeah.
A whole lot of eBay. It's a great loaner car. Like you go to the airport and you get like a Honda Civic. You go to Garrett's house, you get a station wagon with a turbo LS. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
So a lot of junkyard parts, but man, it just works.
It's worth every penny.
Yeah. I figured you would appreciate it because every time that we film anything together, it's with a beat up old station wagon. I don't know if you realize that. Last time we filmed something, it was me doing a burnout in the Hornet outside of Hot Rod's office.
I just bought a wagon.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're speaking my language.
Not one that I wanted to buy.
Fair enough. It happens to the best of us. So we're gonna go to Harbor Freight now, our favorite purveyor of Chinese goods, and then back to the truck to build a 9-inch. But that's it for filming in the wagon. Just wanted to see how they liked it. What'd you think, Aaron?
That was great. Yeah.
He doesn't seem that enthused.
Not as much room in the back seat as I thought.
No.
Well, you can't
Oh, wow. Rich doesn't fit.
You can't tell how fast it is from the back seat, I don't think.
No.
So maybe you're gonna have to show Aaron.
Oh, okay. I see.
It's kind of hard to get a feel.
I got you. I'm picking up what you're laying
All
down.
the way forward.
Harbor Freight tools. Only the most quality of tools.
You can't make fun of somebody for having an accent. You're saying it wrong. No.
Sorry.
You say it different.
So what are we here for?
Dial indicator and possibly an impact gun.
It depends on if you want to buy things.
You
We can do it by hand.
You said I'm not strong enough.
I didn't say that. You can do it by hand. I'm not doing it by hand. So Rich will be tightening the bolt. Oh, there you go. There we go. We got Chicago Electric, even better. How many foot-pounds does it do? 230 foot-pounds versus 1,050? Oh, we're gonna snap it off. That's up to you. It's your prerogative.
Yeah.
If you don't want to buy it, don't buy it. If you want to buy it, buy it.
$90 is more.
So I was looking in specialty tools. They're shopping for a toolbox apparently, which, how are they gonna get back to Canada? I don't know. But this is what we need, a dial indicator, and I'm gonna get the second one back because it probably hasn't been messed with, and then a magnetic base. I would really like a pair of calipers as well, but I don't know how important that is. Do they come with batteries? Batteries and storage case included. All right, I will ask if Rich wants to buy that. That would be nice. I really like a dial indicator, but it's more expensive by $8, and that's just too expensive once you're at Harbor Freight. Do y'all not have Harbor Freight?
We don't have Harbor Freight. We have Princess Auto, which is
Canadian cousin.
probably about, that'd be like our local one's probably twice the size of this. But they have like hydraulics and a lot of extra stuff. Don't have toolboxes.
Really?
They
So
got lots of tools, just not the toolbox.
what's your opinion on this guy?
My opinion is good value, but no soft close. I would pay another couple $100 to have the soft close. Because
So your
what
tools
happens-
don't slide around?
So they don't all end up all bunched up like this at the back.
Did he need cutoff wheels?
Yes. Oh yeah. Yeah. Maybe more than
Are those metal? Steel and stainless, yeah.
Yeah.
If you ever get the the ones that are made for masonry, it makes an absolute mess. Yeah. I accidentally did that.
Oh no. You don't breathe so nice the next day.
Yeah,
All right,
not great. Well, we got what we need. Time to go build a 9-inch in somebody else's garage who I've never met. Perfect. All right, we're back at the truck, and we've got a bunch of Harbor Freight goodies. And an O'Reilly's puller. He's assembling it.
I got the 5-tonner. I didn't want to brag and get the 7-tonner. I did it backwards again.
Look, somebody has definitely abused this one.
So I'd be able to pull this out and stick it the other way, except those threads are so mashed that I'm going to break it. So now I got to flip it all around again.
Oh, that's unfortunate. So we got to pull this thing apart, and pulling the pinion off is kind of difficult when it's been on there for 50 years.
Since new.
Yeah, since brand new. So
nobody has ever touched this diff.
yeah, until we're just so lucky to be able to be the first to mess with the worst 9-inch differential I've ever seen.
It was pretty bad.
It'll be fine. I'm gonna set this stuff down.
The right width.
Yeah, that's fair. I think it moved a little.
I think it moved.
Yeah, I think so too.
I feel like it's just gonna like shatter in my hands.
It's like holding like a compressed spring.
Yeah.
Really scary.
I can take the nut off now, but wow. If you have decent tools, you're like, the worst that's gonna happen is like the ear's gonna snap off. But when you have crappy tools, you're like, this could explode at any second anyway.
And put out an eye.
Yeah.
It's always a little sketch. That nut's coming off nice. That's a good sign.
Yeah.
They even send you a new nut in the kit. You know that,
Really?
right? Oh yeah, because you don't want to reuse that. It's kind of holding your whole
Yeah, but you
rear
said
end
it with
together.
this one.
You do, yes. Look at you. You know things. You act like you don't know.
I did a little bit of research, so I'm like, I'm gonna be doing this.
I'm so surprised that you haven't done one.
Yeah, or more heavy. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, have you ever done a heavy differential?
No. Honestly, no. I'm very happy we
should have put some grease on that.
No, I am very happy we bought this thing.
That would have sucked.
That was like goodbye.
That would have been awful.
That would have taken me a good amount of time to do that by hand.
Rich is like, oh, I'm strong. I got this. Yeah, build a rear end without an impact. That'd be fun, they said.
Is the nut still going?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
All right. So now we need to pay attention. See what's happening. Because you got to pay attention to what was there to know what shims worked.
Just so to get it close.
Yes. See the crush sleeve in there?
Oh,
So
yeah.
the nice thing about these, crush sleeve is on top, and GM rear ends, they have a shim back here.
Yeah.
The nice thing about a 9-inch is it uses a shim on the actual pinion, like carrier or whatever you want to call that. And that way you could shim it here rather than having to shim everything behind that bearing like the GM.
Yeah.
So it's a lot easier to set up because you can change things after you've put that together.
Right.
Now, Rich needs to fix the press.
Okay.
Which is broken. And I'm
gonna
gonna work on this and get this thing put together. I think I'm just gonna use brake clean and stuff. It's not as bad as the rest.
No, we probably could have left it alone.
I mean, realistically, you could have, and it would
I
work.
can't take that chance though, because it was pretty bad in there.
Yeah, we'll cut it off and fix it, or if we can pull it off.
Like this?
Let's see if we can pull it off first, and set it up with this one, and then.
So what do you need? What do you need for it?
So the thing is, if you can pull the actual race off as well as the outer cage in one piece, you waller out the inside with a die grinder, then it just slides on there. It's not a press fit anymore.
Right.
And then you set it up and check everything. But in this, not really gonna matter because there's no shim behind it. GM, you really have to do that. Ford, you can get away without it.
So you can just cut this bearing off.
Yeah, so if you cut the cage off, score the thing, hit it with a chisel,
Because I can try and heat it up with a torch and drop it off. No?
Not worth it.
No?
Nah. Let's just take it off, It's a 9-inch. If it was any other rear end, I would say that.
All right.
But being
No,
a 9-inch, 9-inch is easy. You know, you can.
9 inches above average.
I mean, it is. Let's be honest. You're not wrong. Yeah, grower, not a shower. That's the term, right? It's cold. Drink it. I was in the pool. Oh, goodness. Rich just sharpened up my punch so I can get the old races out. Now he's fixing the press so we can press new bearings onto the actual differential. So I'm punching the old races out of the pinion support and making room for new ones. So. What you doing there, Rich?
Fixing Manuel and Johnny's press, but the issue is we don't have a heavy enough piece to go across. So they bent the snot out of this. And I'm just kind of making it so we can use it, but it still needs to be fixed properly. So, unfortunately, it is what it is.
It's the way it goes. But we need the press to put the bearings on because I really don't feel like blow torching the new bearings right now. Although it would be nice because it's cold.
Don't blow torch. So I had to fix their press.
You toaster oven them?
Or toaster oven them, but it's not my toaster oven. If it was mine, I would, but they're trusting us with their house. I shouldn't put car parts in their appliances.
That's a good rule to live by. So while he fixes the press, I'm gonna come over here and measure some stuff. I'm gonna measure the old races that came out, make sure they're the same, and make sure we're gonna be in business. Oh no, all my new parts. I'm gonna hide from his sparks. Let me be the human shield over here. So what are you doing here, Rich?
I don't know. I'm trying to save this because you said it's important.
Oh wait, no, it's not important anymore.
I'll see if I can get it hot enough without getting the shaft hot. Oh.
The cage is gone though, so it doesn't matter anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I could. There's no possible way to get
exactly.
that.
See? So yeah, that doesn't matter anymore.
Well, the cage is almost together. I just had one split in it. I could put some of the bearings back.
It doesn't. Nope. We get one shot, like I thought.
You just needed the synergy.
No,
you're bad at giving instructions.
You didn't ask. You didn't ask.
I wasn't listening anyway.
Oh well, but yeah, you can use these to get the bearing off. But if you want to use the bearing to mock up your new one, you need the whole bearing, not just the inner ring.
I can put it back together again.
No, you can't. Doesn't work that way. Ooh.
Stop it.
Ooh.
What? Come on.
That's nice and warm, couldn't you?
Yeah, it's cold in California. No.
Yeah, I was fairly skeptical, not gonna lie.
Yeah, me too. All right, zippy, off she comes.
So, basically, what I've got here now is everything cleaned except for just the actual pinion yoke. So I'm gonna soak that while I do everything else. But it's about ready to start putting the new races in, the bearings in, and getting it ready to assemble and check all the setup. So it's gonna be setting the pinion, the preload on that. We're gonna be doing the differential needs to go in here, and we need to set it as close as we can by hand, and then we'll be checking with a dial indicator on the backlash. And then once everything is assembled, we'll be checking the actual wear pattern on the actual gear as it meshes with the pinion in here. So it seems daunting, it seems scary, but it's really not that complicated. And like I said, far from an expert on this, but if you pay attention and you take your time, you could pretty much get this right, even if you've only done it like a couple of times. And even if you've never done it before, YouTube exists and you can watch videos on how to. And yeah, so we're gonna get this thing assembled with all of the parts all cleaned up, set everything up, and make it work. And hopefully drive across the country to Canada at some point, which is pretty wild. So we have only the highest quality in measuring devices here. Pittsburgh digital caliper. Magnetic base, also Pittsburgh. Dial indicator, also Pittsburgh. Harbor Freight, what could go wrong? Chinese people know how to measure stuff, right? I assume.
Why?
Because this is all Chinese. So now I've basically got everything cleaned up the rest of the way. I got the races started to install in here, but I'm gonna need Rich to hold it steady, or I'll hold it steady while Rich pounds the races the rest of the way in. They're most of the way in, but we don't have an actual race installing tool, so you gotta hit it on the edge, which is a little tricky, but that's pretty much ready to go, minus the O-ring in that groove right there. Always a good idea to replace that with a new one that comes in the kit, because that's what keeps all of the fluid inside your differential and not all over the ground. So yeah, just a little bit to do, and then it's pretty much just tossing this thing together. I might need the toaster oven for something as well though, because we have to put this bearing on there, and I don't think we have a piece of tubing that diameter either, but maybe we do. I don't know. We'll see. We're just at a fab shop, so you would think there's at least one piece of tubing that fits that. So now it's time for me to put the ring gear on the differential now that he's got the actual bearings pressed on. He's over there making something to press our bearing onto our pinion, but this now goes on here, and then we got to put all the bolts in it, torque them to spec, and put Loctite on them. That's a requirement. So that is the next step in the process, and I'm gonna get started on that. So cut to the time lapse. So I was putting the ring gear on the diff, and these holes are not threaded all the way down, so they were bottoming out without tightening. So we're gonna use the old bolts out of this ring gear because they're a tiny bit shorter. So gotta get all these back out that I just put in, because that's the way it goes sometimes. But don't just trust new parts you get. Always make sure you're doing it right. As you can see, that guy and that guy are not down all the way, while some of them are, so. Yep, gotta pay attention.
It's like a whole new unit.
It's actually pretty beautiful.
I'm really happy with this. I pushed really, like, I knew we could rebuild it, but I pushed really hard to everybody I knew. Do you have a third member? Because I knew it wouldn't be as gross as this.
I asked like 12 shops in LA, and they're like, no, they're all in cars. And I was like, I have 2 in my shop. Why does nobody have one of these? When you need it, of course, it's not there.
Right. And then the one guy today, I'm like, do you have any third members? I need 31 spline. He goes, yep, I got a few. I'm like, can we buy them? He's like, well, what's wrong with yours? I'm like, I can't fit that into a small bearing. He's like, oh, I'll just get you the bearings. I'm like, I don't want the bearings. I just want a third member.
But look, he made you learn something new.
That is true.
So you've never built one, so literally now you understand it on another level because you've done it.
Yeah. Well, some of it. I'm gonna have to
You've done most of it.
I'm gonna have to watch the video. Anyway, let's go.
All right, so yeah, now it's time to put these on. I don't know, you said you marked them.
Yeah, so that was that side.
Okay, so this goes on. Our bolts, did you get our bolts?
No,
so let's take these tabs off. So these are the locking tabs right here. You see these guys? These locking tabs go into these little holes, and you can actually adjust this thing side to side in there, which is one of the reasons why the 9-inch is so superior. It's a really adjustable setup, so when you change gears and stuff, it's really easy. Yeah. So this guy will go here. Where is the...
they're laying on the forks of the forklift outside.
Okay. Perfect, yeah. These are gross. Everything inside this thing was awful. It's funny to see, look, because you remember, that's what that thing looked like.
I took pictures.
Look at that.
Yeah, I know, it's gross, eh?
That's what that looked like. And now look at it. It looks believable.
Yeah.
And you're still going to paint it.
Maybe.
Fair enough. All right, let's clean these up, get this put together.
Just the yoke in the vise?
Yes. It'll hold it. Won't hurt it. It's fine. Seems weird, but I've done it a million times. So rather than trying to build this wonky little thing here, I'll tighten the vise if you get it in there. So put this part up there.
Give me a second. It's like 200 pounds, right?
Yeah, these are fun to bench press under the car. Do I need to come back with it?
Yeah. Okay, be quick.
I'm in your...
Don't let me go!
I'm trying. Oh, you got it. You're good. You can let go.
Back hurts.
So what I like to do is use Rich to do that because I don't like that part. It's real fun to do by yourself.
How did I do that?
So you tighten that thing really tight, and now you can build this thing and actually watch everything work, which is really cool. Like, look at that. We're not even set up yet, and it's already working. It's just sitting up there. So now we get to put these caps on, and I don't know what I did with it because Rich was screaming, and I ran over here. Well, I ran over here without it. So now we're going to get these on, and then we'll set this up, mark this with that yellow paint, and figure out how we did. So I'll let you do it because you've never done it, and I'll just help guide you. I think you understand the basics.
Oh, yeah. You move, like, you loosen this one and tighten that one, and it brings it away and gives you some backlash.
So imagine doing that in a 10 bolt or a 12 bolt where every time you do it, you need to change shims side to side, and it's the worst thing on planet Earth.
That's the GTO.
Oh, it's so not fun.
Yeah.
So you have done the GM style, right?
I've done GM style. I've just never done that. Oh, that's right. I did do the one diff. That's right.
And it's the hardest one to do, is the 10 bolt and 12 bolt, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because these you build out of the car. The other ones you have to build in the car.
That's true.
And it sucks.
You just snug them up. You don't need to torque them.
It's very interesting because I've hung out with you guys a lot, but I've never hung out with you while you're really filming a video. And it's really like he's always like right over your shoulder, and
it's weird.
You don't see this perspective ever.
It's not as much fun as you think it is because you know that something's going to be difficult and not working right.
And he's watching.
He's like, "This is not working. Go away.
Leave me alone for 5 seconds." And now you have 2 cameras in your face.
That's not bad. I bet you that is 8 pounds.
What's the spec? I don't remember off the top of my head. Oh, that's loose. Definitely loose. It's so slight you can barely see it and barely hear it. That's backlash right there. See that tiny little movement? You can barely hear it. Ooh, too tight. It's really hard to get right. You got to go back and forth.
Yeah.
But basically you're setting the interaction of this gear to the pinion and getting it to have just a tiny bit of tick, 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 back and forth. And the thing is, you think you have it, so go ahead and tighten them when you think you got it right, and then it'll change a little.
So do you usually get more or less?
Ooh, that sounds really nice.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, that's pretty perfect.
Let's try it.
I'd call that good. So we got a dial indicator, so now we can check. I think we're going to be at, what's the spec call for? I don't remember.
I'm not sure. I thought it was like 8,000.
So you see, like, this thing is just barely moving. Like, I don't even know if you can hear it. Tiny little thud.
I gotta make sure that these are tight, right?
Yeah, so now we got to torque those, and then we got to put the little tab in one of these holes.
So what's the torque spec for that?
I'll have to go look. I don't remember. I should have looked right then. So we just set this up. It's exactly at 8 thousandths of backlash on our high quality dial indicator. And this is already a worn ring with a worn pinion. These have already meshed together. So if you set it up at 8 thousandths, chances are it's gonna stay at 8 thousandths compared to if this was a brand new ring, brand new pinion. I always set those up just a touch tighter, like 5 thousandths. So this, yeah, I am very happy with that. That's, yeah, nice.
Right on.
Almost first try on that one. So basically, these get held in by these little guys, and sometimes it doesn't line up just right. You got to bend them a little, so we'll see how ours act. But it's kind of an ingenious system that just locks these in place rather than having to do shims back and forth. Ford was actually thinking when they did stuff. Because good luck making that move when that's holding it in place.
Yeah.
Simple.
Simple.
Super simple, but really smart. I hate gloves. I think I'm going to be better off left-handed. Oh, look, left-handed.
No problem. Got
Even
the first
that glove
try.
is too much. So yeah, then we'll stunk those down, torque these, and then it's time to paint some yellow paint on here and check and see what our actual pattern looks
So
like.
preload on the bearings, just tight.
I mean,
Like I just
you didn't do anything to them, did you?
no.
You don't really need a lot, so we'll just keep it real simple. You just need to get it to stay.
Double check it.
It still feels good.
Okay.
So yeah, there we go.
Nice.
So we'll tighten those and then check our wear pattern and should be ready to go in the truck.
Nice. I gotta paint it though.
Yeah, but that's not happening right now.
No.
I'm gonna go home and sleep for a total of 37 seconds before boarding a plane back to Georgia. It'll be great.
That's good.
Well, here you go. So
That's good thinking though.
I didn't film really him finishing putting the grease on, but you can see the wear pattern. It's not too deep down into the actual ring gear, but it's not exactly right on how centered it is. I mean, you could run it, it wouldn't blow up. So if you did want to drive home on it, you could. But we were looking at it and the pinion depth is a little too deep, so you need to add a shim right here to bring the pinion down. And the nice thing about that is that you don't have to take anything apart. You just pull those 5 bolts out, slip that thing out, slip a shim in.
No matter what you say.
Yeah. I was wrong when I looked at it at first. I'm not
Like, ah.
I was really discouraged. I was like, no, we're gonna have to take it apart.
But-
Then he's like, wait, no, you're an idiot.
But Jacob is tired, so it's time to go home. I will tackle this in the morning because we're pretty centered. I'm pretty happy with that. It's just we gotta bring it closer to the edge of the tooth. So that could take 5 minutes, could take an hour, but it's well past midnight, and Jacob has 3 hours to drive yet, and before he catches a flight yet. So, and bring back a cart. Jacob, thank you very much for all your help. I appreciate it. It was a lot of fun. We actually really enjoyed doing this more than if it was just me cleaning a dirty diff by myself.
When you're by yourself, working on cars sucks. When you're with somebody, it's actually kind of enjoyable.
It was really
and we took
enjoyable.
something that was complete and total garbage. It was one of the probably the worst 9-inch I've ever seen, and now it looks actually really good. Like,
Yeah, 31 spline, TrueTrac.
it'll be fun.
Ready to rock. Yeah.
411 gears too.
This was a big hurdle in getting our vehicle going because now we can measure a drive shaft because I want to have, with my luck is like, oh, you can't make a 28 spline, a 31 spline, and then you get a 31 spline after we don't have one, so we're going home again. We're going to send one over, and of course it's going to be longer, and then the drive shaft is too long, and all that fun stuff. We can bolt this in, put our axles on, get our tires on, and have a rolling project. Now we can figure out our stance, figure out the shocks that we need, and we can order all that before we come back for the next trip. So thanks again, man.
Perfect.
Safe travels.
And I know he's way bigger than I am, but some of you might not watch him. So where can they watch what you do?
So Deboss Garage, we're up in Canada there. We got kind of cool projects. So this one is the 55 that we're fixing up here in a stranger's house that's not here, and then driving it home.
Makes total sense if you don't think about it. This is Aaron. He films everything. He doesn't really get on camera much, but he's kind of half of Deboss Garage. So shout out to this guy too. And pretty much just...
boys. Thank you very much.
Oh yeah, we're in their shop. I've never met him. Normal car guy stuff.
So Johnny and Manuel Gardner. So check them out on Instagram, Dirt Cinema.
Yeah, I got a cool shop, I can tell you that much. At that, I'm basically just gonna say, thanks for watching. Please remember to hit the subscribe button, and I'm not just saying that, that's a big deal. You guys don't hit it anymore, and it does a lot for us. So hit the subscribe button, drop a comment, tell me what you didn't like, tell me what you did like, and I'll see you guys on the next one.